Okay, well first of all, before I get started today, I want to give you guys a quick disclaimer. The fact of the matter is that as this shirt will very clearly explain, I take very few things totally seriously. So we're going to have a lot of diner puns and references in here, so I apologize in advance for beating the analogy to death. So that being said, let's jump on into it and find out what's on the menu. Today I want to bring you through 3 different courses. The first course is going to be the appetizer, just giving you a quick background of why I'm here and what has brought me to this point in time. The main course, I want to talk a little bit about the marketing diner concept itself, exactly what it is and what it's about. And then finally, for dessert, I want to talk about what we can bring to Talent Zoo, because I would not let you guys leave without a little bit of dessert. So, as a little bit of background, I started out with this podcast called 20-something Marketing, which was very simply an interactive blog and podcast concept for and by 20-something professionals, and it was very, very successful. In fact, about 2.5 years ago, Talent Zoo and I partnered up for an initial partnership, which brought in about 1,000 listeners between the two of us, and resulted in an additional 5,000 listeners for our joint sites. And we were able to use that particular listenership to bring in some really fantastic interview subjects, including Steven Oscarino, you might recognize him from Top Chef. Brian Finkelstein on the far left, you saw the Comcast video of the guy on the couch waiting and falling asleep. Okay, that was the guy. Anyway, long story short, he was a great guest and it was really interesting. So the question is, where do I go from here? What's next? Well, I would like to develop a new podcast concept, but honestly, to do that, I need a new model. Previously, a podcast concept revenue model was very, very simple. You simply brought in an audience, the audience brought in revenue. Now you have to be able to go through and bring a second component to your model, which is value, something that you can only bring to the audience that nobody else can, something that really gets your audience engaged in what you're doing. That's why we have Marketing Diner. It's going to be not only targeted to 20-somethings and 30-somethings, but it's also going to be targeted to marketing and business professionals in general. The idea is that we're going to be going to the topics that are top of mind for them, including creative politics and also next generation marketing tactics. We're going to do this through career pathing interviews with other marketers like themselves. And finally, the piece of value that we're going to bring to them more than anybody else is going to be what I call the Talent Zoo Jobs segment. This is going to be a time where you can take recruiters that come to your site and post jobs, bring them on to our show, and let them pitch themselves to the audience, thereby getting more targeted applicants. Now, the question is, what's the tab on this? It's got to be expensive. Well, actually, it's not really that bad itself. What we're looking for is to launch an ad campaign that will get us up to critical mass. That's going to cost approximately $2,000 over 2 months and is about 10% of your regular ad buy. The best thing about this is that we think the payback is going to be about within 4 months, where you can charge fees for recruiters that want to come and place jobs. Now, the question is, what's the value that this brings, not only to the audience, but what does it bring to Talent Zoo itself? Well, the fact of the matter is that it's serving that value all over the place. For Talent Zoo itself, it's a solid way to advance your business model. We're predicting about 10% increase in job placements and about 20% increase in pull-through to the Talent Zoo site. For the audience itself, well, you can plainly see it's an exciting, entertaining way to look for a new job, something that nobody else and no other podcast has done. And you want to talk about fast food? Take a look at our timeline. Our timeline is only 3 months. The site's up, we're ready to go, and we're really excited about getting launched within a very short time frame. So I mentioned to you guys that I wouldn't want to let you go without a little bit of dessert. The question is, okay, we've set up the site, we've got our model, why do we need Talent Zoo? Well, we've already started partnering with you guys, but the idea is that we need a cherry on the sundae. We need to partner with you guys in order to truly magnify our message and bring it to the marketplace. So honestly, I'd like for you guys to go back, take a look at our financials, and sign on with us, because honestly, in my opinion, a partnership with you guys would just be the cherry on the sundae to an already fantastic relationship.